walk into range and start throwing away. Not to say either person might win or lose. The problem is, more than likely, you will not be consistent. And that's what we really need. We want to be consistent about what we do. There are probably faster people than me, better people than me. The one thing I can be is consistent about what I do. Okay? I don't tend to jump in and throw a bunch of stuff. Here, you want to see one of the most dangerous shots in the world? Okay? Here we go. Why is that dangerous? Because in a gun shoot here, right? You throw it and I throw it. Same time. Who wins? Anybody know? The faster guy. In this case, I am not the faster guy. This is the problem with throwing offside. I throw this, how much of my body is open, even if I come over? So be careful on throwing offsides, guys. And when I say that, here's a prime example of that. Right? Here I am. Lefty. So what's bread and butter here? Right? That's what we're all supposed to throw. What are you going to throw? Offside. Offside. So who wins? Who knows? I just rolled the dice and I'm hoping I'm faster than he is. Is that what we're supposed to be doing out here? Absolutely not, right? You can ask Ronvalder. We constantly, and not that we don't pressure that offside, and not that we don't throw it once in a while, but every time we throw it, we look at each other and go, I know what it's supposed to do. Because everything we do is on the onside. So here we are, I'm constantly working that leg, putting some pressure on the head, working the elbow, working the center line. It's very safe. Did I ever weaken my defense? Not really. Is it kind of boring? Sure. Does it matter if it's boring? Not to me. Winning's fun too. Right? Okay? So throwing that offside against a lefty is very, very dangerous. Okay? Anytime your arm is hanging that bad, it's dangerous. And that especially goes with these high punches up here. Very dangerous because your arm is hanging. So watch it.
It's also really bad on your elbow.
Yeah. Okay? The other, so I'm not saying don't throw offsides, I'm saying be careful. Second piece is we want to be able to do that because I'm still working tension on both sides of the body, right? But most of my tension on this side are all drop shots. So yeah, it opens this head a little, but that's where I'm covered, right? So I'll drop this arm and then I'm covered, right? I'll drop this leg and I'm covered. Okay, there's no twisting or hanging. Okay, one of the easiest shots in the world to make people think. Lock your elbow. Lock it. Okay? Why was that? Most people want to throw that arm like this, don't they? Why?
Way different.
Terrible, right? Why not? This is all this shot is. I drop, and I'm actually coming on an up angle. And you can turn it into a slight mullet and roll. Okay? You'll get a little more power out of it. But a lot of times, all I'm worrying about is making the other guy think about his arm. So all I'm here, and I just push up. It's hard for him to see it because it's just a straight shot. Right? Yes. Okay? You see what you created out of that? I created a different tension. So we can create tension with our feet. Okay? Still, I didn't see a lot of people do this today, and I've talked about it a lot. But just by walking into the outside. Look out, watch it. I am this far away from somebody. Stay right there. Okay? You feel pretty comfortable?
No, I saw.
But really, in your stance.
But right there is where I started feeling pressure.
Right, but in your stance.
You feel like you had me under. I felt pressure.
You're comfortable.
I thought you asked why.
All through that, he was comfortable. Now what? Ready? Okay? I'm walking straight at him. All I'm doing is changing this angle I'm walking on him. Right? And he has to adjust. But automatically, from way out here, I put you in tension before we were even in range, right? So the longer we can keep that tension, the more important. That doesn't mean at some point, like we talked earlier, that I can't be in here, and we got tension, I relax, bam! I relax and explode. Doesn't mean you can't do that. Okay? But then you should go back in tension. And when I say tension, I don't mean, I don't want to be in here in this kind of tension. Fight myself. In boxing, you can't be just, now I actually have to put tension in my body to throw something. Okay? If I'm just relaxed here, no tension at all, to get into tension when you have, now he's ready to throw something. That's a long time. I had a shot in there easy, right? But if he comes out already in a nice, comfortable tension, now see, he puts pressure on me. Don't push it with your feet too straight. There we go, too close. There we go, good. Okay? So now we're pushing tension here. Right? But am I really high in tension? No. Because if I'm too high in tension, I actually have to take tension to move my muscle into a different way. So I got to take the tension off my muscle, move the sword, and then go back again. So now I'm moving again. So we got to be in a comfortable zone. Okay, a couple of ways to start getting comfortable by doing some of this stuff is try to make your opponent hold their breath as much as you can next time you fight, without always throwing shots at them. Okay? Second piece, good practice exercise is I'm the receiver. This is a practice exercise more for technique than it is for tension. Can be used for tension later for defensive purposes, trying to drive them up, just sucking up blows. I am the defender, he's the attacker. All I do is I get comfortable, and then he can throw as many shots as he wants. I'm not allowed to move my feet, and he's not allowed to. But he can throw back and forth anything he wants. And I weather them. And as I'm weathering them, I'm just relaxing. And I'm trying to move as little as possible. Because everything is small here, right? You keep everything small. Every block small. What happens when you make a big block? You move yourself out of a position. Right? Same thing in fencing. You make a big block, your point's offline. You're no good. Right? So same thing here. Very small blocks. What this does is as you get used to realizing, you know, if I step in here and I know he can't move his feet, that changes a lot of stuff. If I stand right here and he stands right here, I think I can, and you start getting used to, like, I can block all of this. And then your defense becomes a technique that you don't have to think about. It happens. And then, while I'm in here, after I'm so comfortable, and he's throwing stuff, go ahead, here he's throwing stuff, I'm actually starting to look at what I can throw at. So you get to that point where all of this tension and stuff he's applying on you, you're sucking up, and you're comfortable enough to start looking inside for offense. Now you become really dangerous. Some of the best guys like Sean and those guys, they can suck up all of these blows. They're just sucking them up. They're not even thinking about defense. They're just waiting for you to make the wrong move.
So they can hold the field for an hour, right?
Yeah, that's why they can hold the field for an hour, right? If you wonder how those guys stand out there all day long. Okay? So, this is a good exercise to learn to trust your defense. If you can't trust it, then you probably have to change it. Okay? If you're way too big of blocks, then you need to probably change it a little bit. But you want to trust your defense. Okay? So, again, you look at the fights that we were talking about, there's tons of tension in those earlier fights that we were doing. You guys came out, and we put one-on-ones, and you guys were pushing tension and taking it away. You may not even felt that you were doing that, but because you're using smaller feet, there was more tension at points, and then It's also easier, you put some here and then he comes forward and you're able to take it back again. Okay? So you're changing those things, maybe even without knowing. But there's tension in there. Okay? You guys are doing that much better. You gotta think about making that part of every fight you have. Remember that as soon as you give that tension up, then now you're waiting for something. Do you want to be waiting for something? If I'm way out here, or I'm even worse, I'm in here and I give up any tension in my body, what happens? Or I go just defensive and I'm just waiting for him because I'm like, oh, I don't know what I can do.
You lost control.
I've lost control. I'm not adding any tension on him. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later, you're going to get hit. Okay? Not to say that people don't counter out of those things. Merriweather was a master at countering out of relaxation. Okay? But, okay, they were able to suck up a lot of shots in a round. The idea is, with Merriweather, everybody knew his tension was you had to watch for the counter every time you threw at him, because he earned that. Okay, early on, most people didn't have to worry about something. Later on, they sure in hell didn't. Okay, so again, here's another example I see all the time of the poor use of tension. We're fighting, bang, bang, bang. Okay, we take a break for a second, or something happens. They hold, and then the next thing it's like, okay, you guys ready? If you wanted to give them their relative position back, that's fine. But if you're out of range, you're out of range. I see people do this all the time. Here we go. Okay, Leon, step up, and I'm in range. Now I get ready. That's nice. How many times did we see that? Here I go. We're gonna fight. Okay, step in range, get ready. I'm behind the stick on that one, guys. This is what it should be. Ready? Here I am. I'm ready before I even get in range. In fact, at this time, he's taking his place. Here's how I attacked him.